Guys, since the body is the most important thing, of course, because everything is attached to the body, like all the clothes and everything, we will connect the parts of the body now. Now, these hands and the body itself are different tools, but we will connect them by just shift clicking and then Control J. In object mode they will be connected, then we'll go back to sculpt mode and we will Control R. But since we don't have enough geometry, this happens. But doesn't matter, Control Z, and then we'll have to adjust our geometry with Shift R and moving our mouse, and probably this will be fine. Control R. Yeah, it's not fine because here you see problem. So Control Z, Shift R, more, and Control R. Now this could work, although I see some issues here and there, so I would like it to be a little bit more polygon. So Shift R again and dial it down a little bit more, Control R, wait a little bit, and we are there. So now I like to see how much polygons I have. Now there are 215,000. Okay, now I smooth some areas around the shoulders, especially because you saw that it was like a doll. The shoulders were completely separated, which now is not the case, and now it's looking a little bit better. Although, let's see how it should look. Yeah, on the shoulder he will have some kind of a thing, so it doesn't matter that much, but still we want this to be looking nice and sharp. Why? Because this is a stylized character, and stylized characters should have emphasis and sharpness in some areas. That's normal for stylized characters. That's why we're doing this. I will increase the size of his traps, the trap muscles here around the back. And I think he should have a little bit like more downish. Yes, I think this could be better. And here, this area of the shoulder could be sharper. So let's try to do it sharper. P is for pinch brush, and I will pinch this area just a little bit and then try to make it to look a little bit sharper from the front. If I can. If I can't, doesn't matter, I will use draw sharp brush and then just adjust myself or adjust the shoulder. If I adjust myself, nothing will happen because it will be only for myself, but if I adjust the shoulder, then we might have a deal breaker. So this chest area here, I'm not sure exactly how it will go, but let's leave it for now. I gave it to my lead artist, Mr. Trifonov, who doesn't want to come on camera, but whatever. And he said that it's okay. So either he's busy and he doesn't want to mess with this, or it's really kind of fine and we can continue until we reach a point where he can give me some basically nice feedback. For now, probably he's okay with our current condition. I'm not completely fine, but I kind of dig it. I mean, sometimes even an experienced artist like me kind of get to the point that I don't completely like what the object is. I don't like the model, but I don't exactly see what's the issue. More not experienced artists will not see any issue and it will be completely fine for them, but for experienced artists it's visible, and those artists who can see what exactly is the issue are the best artists, and those artists became art directors and lead artists most of the time. And hopefully, because if they're not becoming, and just normal ordinary artists that cannot see the problems became lead artists, that would be problematic, because, you know, you have to be able to get your feedback. So here I don't care that much that my nails are connected, since I probably want to connect them anyway a little bit, because I will inflate even here, because in the low poly I don't want to make them separately. And I have to think about the low poly sometimes. Although I try not to think too much about the low poly, because it will constrain me from doing some nice things, and it will constrain the model, and it will not be as good as it should be. But at some point I have to. So let's see. Now I'm not completely okay with the overall kind of shape, the overall look. He's not as thick as I think it should be. It's not bad. I mean, I don't see it as bad. Hopefully you also don't see it as bad. I'm trying not to do this, what I'm doing now, but I cannot help it, you know. I cannot help make him a little bit of a butt. Although this, most of the time, especially of characters who wears pants, and this guy has pants, kind of gets in my way, because then I have to kind of smooth the pants when I extract them from this, but it's alright. I don't mind at all. Now, what we can do here to start putting some clothes on him. So first, of course, we can put the pants. How to do it? Okay, let me show you. I'm using this plugin called, what is it called? It's called Quad Remesh. Yeah, Quad Remesh. I'm using it, but not now. Let's just continue with our thing. So Control Shift, and then I'll mask. Okay, masking. This mask is okay. I mean, it's not the best, it's not the worst, it's kind of fine. I will refine it here, and I will press M, and with Control I will erase some areas. It doesn't have to be perfect, of course, but it has to work, and it will work anyway. So I will add a little bit here, because you see how this is coming from the top and then coming down. So it has to come down, and we'll see how it will go. But for now, this I think will work. We'll see. On top of it, we will have a belt, so it's okay. Now I will press Q and mask extract. So this is the quick favorites. Of course, mask extract is located here, mask extract. But with Q, it's easier for me to use it. So Q, pressing Q, mask extract, and then extract a solid. No, here smooth iterations. Don't worry, and okay. And let's see. Okay, now we have this. And if I press this button, well, yeah, in this case it's this. You see it here. Then we see only this, and it's not looking perfect, but we can go to sculpt mode, because it's out of the sculpt mode, and just shift smooth. Let's select it first. Okay, it's selected, we cannot smooth it. Probably it's too much polygons and we cannot smooth it. Let's go to the smooth options. Where's our smooth brush? We have to find it. I think this is the smooth. And let's go to advanced, topology is okay, texture, stroke. I think everything should be okay, so we have to be able to smooth. We are smoothing here in the bottom. The top part, we're smoothing the top part too. I don't know why it wasn't smoothing in the beginning, but probably, because we haven't been able to access the smooth brush with shift while we are on mask, and we were on mask. So that's why that was the problem. And now we have accessed some other brush, like the move brush or the draw brush, and we can always access our smooth brush from there. But if we are on mask brush, we will not be able to smooth. We will be able to smooth the mask though. So I'm just moving with my grab brush and smoothing, smoothing, just making sure I have it kind of nice in here. And this will be our pants. Of course, I want them to be a low poly, so I will have subdivisions on them. But let me show you how it works. So press N to get this quad remesher. This plugin, of course, you can download, you can search for it, quad remesher, and it's not free, but it's free for the first month. So you can try it for 1 month, you can see if it fits you, but it's basically, it's the best retopology, automatic retopology that it has, that it is. So I will say, I want this pants to be 500 polygons, and I will turn on symmetry on X. That's only thing, and then remesh it. Let's see. Just wait a little bit, and it should do that now. You see, this is amazing. I mean, it's very nice. It's looking good. And what I can do is now for this model, for this mesh particular, I will just fix this ass thing here, because you know, when you have pants, you don't have the crease in the ass that much because they are pants. I will go back, I will go to my edit mode, and then what I will do, I will go to double click here on the top, and then press I may press F. Let's press F to see what's happening. Okay, and now press I to inset. Yeah, because we want this to be a little bit sharper here, and that's why we inset. And that's okay. Also here we can do this just in this side, double click, and then press E to extrude, and then press S to scale, and scale inward. Scale inward. And then E to extrude up, just move it, and then stop, and then I will just G move it to position like this. Maybe we can scale it a little bit inward, and then we can F, and then I to inset. And now we have this. This is the thickness, because it could be visible here in the back. But here in the top, this thickness of, if I have extruded all the pants and make them all thick, they will have an inner part, which will take polygons. I don't want that, and we don't need that. So that's why I did it like this. And the other part, the other side, we will go just to sculpt mode, go to symmetrize here, and it will be symmetrical completely. Now we can add the modifier, and we have to add it, which is the multi-resolution modifier, and multi-res, and subdivide once, subdivide twice. So 2 subdivisions. Of course, you see, maybe 3 subdivisions will be okay for now. You see that here, it's not sharp, the transition is not sharp, and it's looking good. Here in the top we don't care because the belt will cover it. But here, the transition is not good at all. So I will go to edit mode, double click on those areas, here also, although I can do it only on this side, and it will be okay. So double click on those, and then Shift E, and then drag. And then on the top, you will see there, on the top there, you will see how crease, and it's moving. So plus 0, I found out that plus 0.5 is kind of okay. So plus 0.5, it's fine. Plus 0.6, it doesn't matter. And then when we go back to sculpt mode, it's sharper and it's better looking. So now we can move it. Of course, if we need to symmetrize, which we need to do, we have to go back to the lower, here in the multi-res modifier, to the lower thing, to the lower setting, no, lower level, let's say lower level, and then symmetrize. And symmetrize, of course, I put it to quick favorites, so Q, symmetrize, and now it will be okay. And now if we go back, we will see that it's symmetrical. How do you add to quick favorites? If you want, for example, go here, up there, you see my mouse where it is? Go to this little arrow, and we want this symmetrized to be on the quick favorites. That's just right click and then add to quick favorites. In my case, I have to remove it because it's already added. But it's kind of useful because it's much easier to access than going to this little arrow, and you have to kind of click the arrow, which is not super easy. So now let's show everything and see what happens. Okay, now we can G and yeah, I can even inflate some areas for these pants to kind of be visible. All right. Amazing, just amazing. I know, it's all right. Now we need to move them a little bit more up because they are, yeah, like this. I'm moving them. And basically we have our pants, basic pants. We'll have to put some folds in them. By the way, for the folds, I will tell you right now something, especially for stylized characters or even normal characters, do as little folds as you can, but put them in the exact position. And that's the difficult thing. To get the fold, to know where to put it exactly is the most difficult thing with the folds. If you can put it in the exact position where you have to put it, you will have amazing folds. If you don't, if you're not able to do it, you will have pretty bad folds. So I will try to achieve a nice folds in here. Okay, like this. Here maybe not sure by the way, but this I'm pretty sure of this. Since he's pretty thick, this will be our main fold in here for the pants, and that's okay. Here on the front we will not have too much folds. Maybe we will have one more like this here, but not too much, not too many. Yeah, sometimes my English is amazing. This is not one of those times. Right on the opposite. This is one of the other times when my English is amazingly bad. But this is looking kind of nice. This will go a little bit more. We have to sculpt every fold. It has to have, you know, shape. Like, let me show you. Like this, a shape all over. And at some point, maybe it will fade away, of course. Like, yeah. But it has to have right shape and it has to look nice. That are the main things. I mean, yeah. Here in the back, it will be a little bit difficult, but we'll try to do it. Yeah, I will smooth this area because I want to be able to put some folds, and I will put one fold in here. Just like this. And yeah, it's too much in the top. I don't like it. So I will inflate this and smooth this bottom area here. And we will see how this will come from nowhere. And this is looking nice, this fold, I think. And we can make another one here in the bottom. Yeah, not bad. We can add just a few folds in here, and we are kind of okay with this now. I'm not sure. We may need to put a little bit more silhouette on this part of the legs of the pants. Yeah, a little bit more silhouette would be fine, because the silhouette of the legs is defined by the pants, especially in this point. So we can do it. Also, what we can do sometimes, I'm not sure in this case, but we can do a kind of a sharp thing in here. Yeah, probably it will be nice. It's a nice addition, just to have it there for now. And I will not refine those pants too much now. I just want to have them. And I will continue, for example, with the belt. Although I think the arms themselves could be thicker, so I will go to the arms. And by the way, here we have some interesting thing. Let's clear our mask. Okay, the pants, level viewport and level render to increase it, and then go back. Okay, now it's fine. Yeah, they disappeared, seems to disappear the pants, but since I haven't put all the levels in my multi-resolution modifier, multi-res modifier, that's why this was the problem, but now it's okay. You see, you can make this kind of thing in Blender. Isn't it amazing? I mean, it's just super nice. So for the belt, by the way, it's a little bit more interesting because the belt has to have this kind of one side of the belt has to go over the other side of the belt, which is, yeah, sometimes a little bit tricky. But let's go to our guy. Let's try from the front a little bit like this, and let's make this belt. Yeah, this could be the belt, why not? I like it. Q, mass extract, okay, now it's extracted. Now we can go to our sculpt mode, select one of the brushes, for example the draw brush, and just select this and smooth it. By the way, in ZBrush, you couldn't smooth like this, exactly the corners. The corners in ZBrush, the smooth brush in ZBrush doesn't smooth the corners like here. And it's very annoying. Here it's very nice. I just like it a lot. So now I'm trying to make it kind of the same in the whole area. By the way, the belt, you can basically do it with one cylinder. It's not a problem, but I decided to do it like this. It's just my preference. Because I do most of the things like this by extracting in ZBrush. So I'm used to this kind of workflow and it fits me. So it's fine for me. Now this one we want it to be less, 200. 200x, remesh it, and now it's remeshed and it looks pretty good. So let's see how it looks. Okay, we can resize it a little bit with S, and we can move it also with this down. Okay, let's resize it again because it's too much, and I'll put it here. And now just with the inflate brush, oops, not good. So I will press G, I will press 6, inflate brush, and I will inflate it a little bit. Now, if when you inflate it, the belt, it goes kind of like balloonish a little bit, you can always go to edit mode and double click on those edges and just X dissolve edges. And now it will never be a balloon again because it doesn't have the polygons to be a balloonish, thing. It will always be flat on the sides, which is nice. And that's why we are retopologizing it. I'm going back to sculpt mode because I want to fix some things. I always like to fix things like this in the sculpt mode. There is a possibility to do it in edit mode too, but why should I? Since I very quickly can go from sculpt mode to edit mode and back with tab. So if I press tab, now I'm in edit mode. I can do things here. And I press tab again and I go back to sculpt mode. Amazing, I know. Now this belt, it will be a little bit inside and we will take his belly and kind of build it above the belt. But first we need the belt to be in the right position. So let's see. Yeah, I think it's in kind of the right position. And we have to build a belt buckle here. And we have to build some other things just for this, which is okay. We can do this right now. We can do this. So go to object mode, Shift A, plane. I always start with a plane. Press tab to go to edit mode. Let's rotate it on x-axis 90 degrees. So R, X, 90. Yeah, R is rotation. Then x-axis is this red axis, and then 90 degrees, and it's fine. I will press S to scale it and move it a little bit up. Now this will be our belt buckle. Let's try. So I will Control R to add, and with to add some edge loops, and with my scroll I will add two loops here. Then I will put them in the middle and then scale like this. Then I will add another two loops and then scale them outward like this. And this is basically the beginning of something very beautiful. Double click here, this will be one. Let's see here how I will do this thing. I'm not exactly sure, but we'll be able to do it. Control R here, and then I will select those 2 points and spread them. Maybe, I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. This backward. Here I will add another and move it down, and in the bottom I will add another and move it up, and then this we'll put like this. And you see, it's starting to look a little bit like the concept, which is our goal, of course. Maybe this I will move in this direction. And here, you see, the belt buckle seems a little bit scary, like all the things. But if you start to do it, suddenly you will just be able to do it. Even I told you, I have this fear to do those things sometimes. I have to do this, it's difficult, nah, I don't want to do it. But at the end, it happens. So let's go here and press Shift D and move this. This will be one of our things in here. We'll make it smaller and just put it right here. This will be one. And I will take the other one, why not? Shift D, move it here. Why am I doing this? This will be our, let's rotate it 90 degrees. Okay, minus 90, why not? And then scale it a little bit. G, put it here, and scale it a little bit more. This will be our thing here. No worry about it. Let's press E, extrude. On this axis, it's okay. And now, if I want to make it thick, by the way, this is a little bit dark here, I'm not sure why, we'll see. So I'll select those X faces, delete the faces, and then I can press A, not press A, press L, select everything and extrude it inward, or I can get the modifier, but for now, let's leave it like this. I just want some kind of a row things to happen. So I will select those. By the way, I can select the first one and control select the last one, and then press X and faces, delete the faces. Now, let's see what happens here. Okay, this looks kind of nice, and I can move it down. I press A to select everything, and just move it, because I like to move it, you know. And then press S to make it smaller, put it here, here. It looks awesome. We can make it smaller, and I think this will be the size of it. Is it too big? No, it's exactly the right size, I think. And of course, we will make the thickness, we will make everything, and then we will adjust it and put it in the right angle. But for now, I will just leave it as this, because this is the most important part. Now, just thicknesses and everything, it's pretty easy to do, so we don't care about it exactly right now. Let's see. Okay, 28 minutes. Let's do, by the way, this thing here. This on his shoulder, which is his right shoulder. And let's see how it goes. It goes around his neck and here. Okay, this, how I will do this. Okay, let's go back to object, to sculpt mode. Select this object. Clear our mask with A, and then right and clear mask. And then I will select just a little object with, I will mask some little area here without, I don't need the symmetry right now. I will mask just a little area here. This object exactly will probably be easier if we make it from a plane or from a cube. But let me just try this. So like this, then Q, then mask extract and OK. Now it's extracted, it's here. And now I will go to the count of 100, which I think is the lowest count. And then remesh it with X symmetry selected to see what happens, if it will make it symmetrical. Okay, it makes it symmetrical by itself by cutting it in the middle, so I don't want X. And I will remesh it. Alright, this looks fine. So now I'll move it up, and then I will go to my sculpt mode, press G to move, and start just moving it to see what will happen. Okay, and it doesn't matter. I mean, I can stretch the polygons as much as I can. It's not a problem. I can always zero mesh them again That's absolutely normal. I can smooth, I can do this. And here I have to ask the animators what problems we could have with this particular item here, because I think from my experience that this could lead to some issues with the animations, but we will see. I will ask them, by the way. It's not a problem. At some point I will ask them and we will fix it if it needs fixing. I'm just moving for now, just making sure it's kind of fine. Of course, here in this area, we needed to go upward. So what can I do? I go to edit mode. I can press 2, select, for example, this, and then control this, and then extrude up. In Blender, it's pretty easy to do everything. I mean, if you know and if you practice enough, you can do everything. It took me, Control R, it took me maybe a month of constant working in Blender to kind of got it, to start to be able to do everything. Of course, I'm a 3D artist since a long time. I mean, I'm working with 3D Max since 2004. So probably that helps. I will not say that it doesn't, but practicing is the most important thing. Many people ask, how can I learn to do this and this? Practice, my man, just practice. Or practice, my woman, if you're not a man, of course. Sometimes there are women that are working with the problems. And by the way, I noticed that women are more, let's say, if they start to do it, they put more effort and they are more successful sometimes. There are few women that are famous, that are character artists, but they're pretty good. I mean, yeah. Especially, they're pretty good doing female characters, which is probably normal, since when they were kids, they were drawing female characters always. So let's remesh it and see what happens. Okay, now it has the right polygons everywhere, and it looks pretty awesome. Yeah. I'm constantly changing between the views so I can see where I'm going wrong, and now here this is wrong. And by the way, when we remesh, we don't lose the initial mesh. That you should know. We don't lose it, we just it hides it. So we have a few hidden meshes here that we have to delete at some point. Yeah, I will have to show this to the animator, to our lead animator. She's a female, by the way. She's a woman, a girl. And ask her if it's okay. And she will say, no, fix it. And I will say, but what to fix? And she'll say, I don't know, but fix it or I will kill you. No, no, I'm joking, of course. But am I? Nobody knows. Now, here we will have a little bit of kind of a sharp angle here. You see this angle on the shoulder. It will be nice to have, but probably we will be able to do it later when we put the rest of the things. For now, this will be it for this video. And yeah, it's going nice. Always save your files. I do Ctrl-Shift-S, and then this is 04. I will put this plus, and then it will be 05, and then save as. And this will be saved at 05, because this is the 5th video of this series. We'll continue, of course, and yeah, see you in the next video, of course.